Hey guys, this is McLean Kendree. This is my first time recording one of these videos, so bear with me. Um, I am going to be commenting over the character design I've done for this issue of ImagineFX. This is an alien female. The idea was for her to be sort of maybe crash landed on some kind of a planet. Originally, I'd intended for there to be a lot more kind of native looking tribal stuff overlaid on her standard issue sort of military garb. You'll see where I changed my mind partway through this. I started drawing some leaves stitched into her. Yeah, there they go. Some leaves which will eventually get axed in favor of some more mechanical parts. Anyway, going back at the very beginning of the video, and you can still see it underneath this line drawing, there's a really rough thumbnail. And I typically start any kind of drawing or any kind of design or even an illustration with thumbnails that are pretty rough like that. And what I'm trying to focus on at that stage is getting kind of big masses and big shapes, kind of trying to figure out what the overall gesture is going to be. I'll ad lib shapes into a design without really knowing what they're going to be yet, and I kind of figure out what they are at this current stage that you're seeing now, the line drawing. So, yeah, I usually start with those really rough thumbnails. The client typically does not see those. I keep those for myself. I might do several of those, and then kind of pick the ones that I like the most and take them closer to this level, and then maybe I'll show those to the client, or maybe I'll work them up even more after I get this stage done and show them to the client after that. Now you'll see I lightened that line drawing I was just working on, and now I'm doing an even tighter line drawing over it. So the end of this stage is more likely what I would show a client. Also, you'll see I'm flipping back and forth a lot. I'm flipping the canvas back and forth a lot. Uh, Probably way too much for a video like this, so I'm sorry about that. Now I know not to do it so often when I'm trying to record a video. Probably doesn't help that I have it set to a hotkey. But anyway, I guess we'll just kind of deal with it. So yeah, at this stage, I'm just refining a lot. I'm really kind of finessing some of the lines, kind of figuring out how the lines are going to show, like what forms are overlapping what forms. Um, Really kind of nailing down some details, kind of designing things at a more uh, small scale than I had been before. Um, let's see here. What am I doing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to really say about this stage other than uh, yeah, I'm just going in and kind of filling in all the blanks that were left from when I was doing the slightly more rough line drawing that you still see underneath. Um, let's see. Yeah, so there's a little knife she's got on her. I was thinking of that as being like something that she would have fashioned once she was on the ground on this planet. Something that maybe wouldn't, a weapon that wouldn't need to be recharged, like the gun she's going to have in her holster there. Because if you're stranded on some kind of alien planet, I would imagine that your little blaster there would only have so many charges before it ran out. So in the meantime, she might need kind of a makeshift weapon. What you're seeing now is I'm going back and erasing those leaves, like I talked about, and I'm going to go in and draw some mechanical parts, or some like kind of armor type things on her legs. And I decided to do that instead of the leaves as, well, for starters, I just didn't really like the overall design of the leaves. I thought they looked a little bit messy. Now, I could have just redesigned them and finessed the design. However, I kind of got the feeling that this character overall was going to look kind of woodlandy and maybe kind of foresty herself when it came to the color. And if she had that going on and also had leaves all over her design, I was worried that that might muddle the sci-fi aspect of the character design. So I made a decision here to get rid of that, to go in and draw in these mechanical bits. Um, I don't really have a really specific function in mind for them right now. Um, Honestly, they're kind of placeholder there to look cool, if I'm going to be completely honest. Um, I was thinking of this one that's on her arm right now as maybe being some kind of a unit for healing, like a cast, I guess. You'll see that her upper arm has some bandages on it, and so I thought that it might make sense for her to have some kind of unit that would act as a cast for a while. Maybe she hurt herself when she crash landed. Now what I'm doing is going in, and on a separate layer underneath all the lines, I'm blocking in just a flat color. Usually when I do this, the color is completely arbitrary. Eventually, at the end of this image, like this blue violet won't be in the image at all. So yeah, I create this layer, this color layer, and then I've lightened the line layer, and now you'll see me, I've created a multiply layer on top of all that, and I'm going in and just blocking in all the shadows with one single color. And what this does is before I get any local color in there, before I get any rendering in, I'm able to make some very clear decisions about where the light is and therefore where the shadows are, without being distracted by things like pattern or color, value patterns, just anything like that. So yeah, I'll go in and try to quickly and precisely block in a lot of the shadows, um, and then I'll keep those shadows on top of all the next layers I'm going to be putting in, all these local colors that you're seeing getting applied now. And what's cool is since these are all underneath that shadow layer, they're all affected by the shadow layer, but all I've got to worry about is blocking in the local color. I don't have to worry about picking a new color for the shadow as I go or anything like that. The multiply layer just kind of handles it for me for the moment. And it's really convenient. It's in terms of trying to get stuff done quickly, it's really helpful. I find it to be super convenient. Yeah, so there's this kind of dark goldish bronzy color that I'm putting in on the outfit now. I feel like I think that color might change eventually. You might notice now I'm making lots of new layers. Every single one of these local colors gets its own layer, and that means that if it's on its own layer, then at any point later on, I could go back and adjust the colors with what is it? There's an option under image adjustments, hue and saturation. You can use those sliders, and at any point you can go back and change all these colors as long as they're on their own layer. Super easy, super painless. It's a little bit of a pain to get set up, but once it's set up, it can save you a lot of time at the end if you're indecisive like I am, as you'll see. There's me changing a lot of stuff. I applied a gradient toward the bottom of her to make her design darker as it goes toward the bottom. What that'll do is it'll emulate the effect of light hitting her more strongly at the top and then fading off toward the bottom. It also, since it darkens her bottom half, it lets her top half be lighter and have more contrast and be more of a focal area. Here you'll see me trying out different like patterns using like some kind of a texture brush. Even the pattern is on its own layer. Let's see here. Yeah, just knocking in different components, different colors, always on its own layer. At some point, trying to put some freckles, some kind of texture on her skin. At some point, I make her skin more green to push, I guess what I was thinking of is more like foresty look to her. Since I got rid of all the leaves and stuff on her legs, I decided to try and reinforce some of that, some of that green, some of that nature feeling in her complexion. So, we're not seeing that yet. What we are seeing now, though, is I'm starting to kind of render out light masks. So remember how I took a multiply layer for all the shadows? Well, now I'm taking a linear dodge layer, and with one single color on top of everything, I'm painting out the light masses. Now, what that will do is it's the same thing with the shadows. I can take that one color and put it all over her, and it'll just create it'll create the illusion of form, and I won't have to pick a new color every time I'm painting over a new section of her costume. And once again, it's really convenient. I can use that way to render, and I'm still able at the very end to go back and use the color slider her different on her different parts and change my mind again and again if I wish to. Let's see, how much time do I have on here? Yeah, so this is getting close to the end. There you see me going in, adding some kind of a bluish backlight. I'll eventually subdue it because it doesn't need to be that strong, but I would like for some of her to indicate like some sense of blue light coming from a single direction. Going in, trying some lighting effects on that tech. Let's see here. I could swear somewhere in here I green up her skin a little bit. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that blue-violet that we saw at the very beginning that I first used to block in her silhouette, not here in any way, shape, or form anymore. It's completely gone. Yeah, it was a totally arbitrary color to pick. So yeah, there goes the me color sliding on her skin and on her costume, or on her outfit rather. So yeah, even though it's all pretty rendered, you can see that I can still go back and change my mind about stuff, which is really awesome, and I wouldn't be able to do if I'd just been working on like a flat layer or something like that. And with art directors, sometimes you need to be able to work like that. Anyway, it looks like this video is at the end, so thanks for watching, and yeah, glad you wanted to check this out. See you next time. Bye.